Hello, today I'm going to be filming a money saving advice video as a student. I do get a lot of requests for these kind of videos. I thought I'd film like one about money on its own. I am filming this on the hottest day of the year. Don't know why I've decided to do that, but yeah, I just thought I wanted to film it, so yeah. Please like and subscribe to this video and let's get started. Okay, so I'm just going to start with, obviously I'm well aware that everyone has completely different financial situations, like depending on what loan you get and if you get help from your parents and stuff. So obviously this is very general advice, but it's just ways you might be able to save money. So yeah, this tan on is just horrendous. But you know, we'll move on. So I'm going to talk about budgeting first. I feel like this is something that's mentioned a lot in other videos, but people don't really explain what it is. So budgeting is just kind of like it's just working out what you actually have and like kind of the way you split your money up. So how I basically budget is what I do is I basically think of like, right, how much is my rent and how much is that taking up my money. So obviously most people probably get their loan like 3 times in like every sort of term, or like once every term kind of thing. So yeah, I would definitely say just take, like, maybe write it down and put it in a spreadsheet, and then like first of all take your rent and bills out of that amount of money first, and like just sort of almost disregard it. Like when I was in halls, it basically got taken out as like a standing order, and now when I go into my uni house it'll be a standing order as well, so that'll probably go out of your bank account first. So yeah, take that out of your first sort of lot of income, and then I've written down next, look at what is left over and split that for how many weeks is left in the month. So yeah, so after your rent and your bills are like taken away from your overall amount for the month, so split that up into like obviously like 4 or 5 weeks depending how long the month is, and that will give you like a weekly budget. So then with that you can do whatever you want with it, and you can split that down further, maybe take off the amount you'd want to spend on food. I spend around £30 to £35, or if I go to like Lidl it can be cheaper than that. But I used to shop a lot of Sainsbury's just purely because it's a lot closer to where I lived. So yeah, I'd definitely say take your rent, bills and like food shopping out, because those are like your 3 kind of core things you spend money on at uni. Yeah, and then as a way of saving like a tiny bit of money, as I said, everyone is so different with how much money they've got at uni. I would just say try and put £5 in savings a month. Now that doesn't really sound like a lot, but if you think about it, £5 times 12 is 60, I think. I haven't done maths in a long time. So like, and if you think about over 3 years of uni, 60 times 3 is 180. I'm pretty sure that's right. If not, I'll write what the correct amount is here. So yeah, like that is literally £180 you can put at the end of your like 3 years towards a holiday or buying something for yourself when you graduate. And like, as I said, if you've got more than that extra at the end of the month, like put it into a savings account, because as I said, it will all add up, and especially if you put it into a savings account you'll have interest on it as well, so it'll be more than like £180. Yeah, if you think about it, £5 is literally what, like a coffee and a slice of cake if you go out somewhere, or like a drink in a bar. So as I said, if you just put like £5 away a month, like it doesn't seem like a lot of the time, but as I said, over time and at birthdays and things, try and put a bit of money away. I know it seems kind of boring, but as I said, you'll like thank yourself later for it. Oh, food. I think food is a place where people don't always are very effective with their money, like spending on it. So how I save money with food is, what I first of all do is I plan all my meals out on like a weekly planner. I'll get it out actually. I have this at uni. So what I do is I literally write all my meals along the bottom here. And what else have I written? And then like, so from the meals I planned, I could then write like a list of what I needed for those meals. So also spaghetti bolognese, like a sauce, or like obviously the meat and the pasta and stuff. And so yeah, at least that way you're kind of sticking to like a sort of schedule. And as I said, if you just think about meals you want to eat, you probably won't veer off them too much, or like be reliant on like takeaways, which are really, really pricey. So yeah, as I said, write a list of food you need for the week and just stick to that. I think if you've got a list, you'll be more organised, and you'll be able to go around the supermarket quicker, because like I hate food shopping, I find it really boring, but obviously it's got to be done. And also I'd say, going back to the spaghetti bolognese thing, like try and make things like that from scratch. Obviously you might think I've got to buy more ingredients for that, but it's honestly so much cheaper to do it with like a tin tomatoes, a bit of like mixed herbs, maybe passata if you want a bit thicker, and like I always add ketchup into my spaghetti bolognese sauces because it makes it sweeter. little tip there. But yeah, as I said, things like pasta sauces, make them from scratch. It's so much cheaper, and they usually taste a bit nicer as well because it's homemade, and they're probably healthier as well, with less sugar and preservatives in them. Yeah, so I've got it written down is stick to supermarket own brands. Most things all taste the same. So literally I always have like, obviously fruit and veg is mainly own brand anyway, but as I said, sauces and things like that, go down a brand. It doesn't really taste much different. Like always buy cheese own brand, like, and also cereals. Honestly, I didn't realise how expensive cereal can be till I went to uni. Like I remember with like packet porridge, like I personally prefer using sachets. I just find them easier for like measurements and stuff. But honestly, like if you think of Quaker oats, they're usually like £2, £2.50, but like Sainsbury's own brand oats, you get like 10 in a box. They're like £1, if not cheaper than that. So it's just like, as it just like literally halving your costs if you just go down a brand. So yeah, and I've also written down take it in turns to buy kitchen stuff. I mean, I'm guessing if you're going to your first year of uni, you'll probably be living in a hall situation, like a shared house kind of thing. So I'd say if you do have like a communal kitchen area, like just take it in turns to buy your kitchen roll, your bleach and things like that, because as I said, you shouldn't all be on you if you're like all sharing a kitchen. So as I said, that's a little way to save money as well. And like try and bulk buy these things. Like if you go to like places like Lidl, like they usually sell like kitchen rolls in like packs of 4 or 5, and they're so much cheaper. Batch cook food. As I said, this doesn't only save you money but also saves you time. So as I said, I like doing pasta bakes and like spaghetti bolognese. It's like, to be honest, it's quite hard to cook like one portion of something, because like most things in supermarkets, like your meat and your pasta like comes in like big packets and made for like sort of family sizes. So if you do have like a recipe book that says it cooks for 4 people and you're like, oh, it's only me eating, like I said, just what I usually cook the whole thing. Obviously have one portion for that night, save a portion for the next day. Again, it doesn't mean you have to keep cooking every night. And then I usually just like freeze the rest of it, and then as I said, a couple of weeks later I might take out the freezer, defrost it, and then just eat it again. So that definitely helps, as I said, with like food prep and stuff. Like it might take a little bit extra time, but like in the long run it gives you more meals. So yeah, I'll just say, if you do have like sort of recipe books, like just keep to the measurements, and if you do have extra food, it's not the end of the world, just put it in your freezer. Yeah, so I've just written down here, cook 2 to 4 portions. It's a lot easier than cooking for 1. Cooking with your friends as well, again, it's really fun, it's really social. You might sort of get different ideas from your friends as well as of what to eat. And then the last thing I've written down is try and eat out as less as possible. I think it's really easy, especially in the first few months where you don't really know what you're cooking and stuff, to like, oh, let's just go to Spoons, it's like so much cheaper, but honestly it's really not. Like as I said, like if it's someone's birthday or whatever, obviously go out for a meal, like enjoy yourself, but try not eat out every week. Because like if you think about it, the average cost for a meal out is what, like £10, but your weekly food shop is like 30, and you're getting what, 5 to 7 meals, whereas you're only getting 1 meal for £10 when you go out. I just find it like mad. So yeah, I'll just say try and like limit your eating out, even like McDonald's and things like that, they all add up. And yeah, I think that's a really good way just to save money, is just like try and not eat out as much as possible. If you're like partial to like eating food when you come in from a club night or something, maybe just like try and like have some stuff like saved in your fridge, or just like cook some chips when you get in. Obviously if you're like really drunk, don't cook. But yeah, as I said, just like I think eating out is super expensive and people just don't realise it. Okay, nights out. Obviously I don't know what the situation on nights out is going to be when we go back to uni. Obviously most people, like the new rules basically say that pubs are going to be opening, but there's like no clubs. But anyway, some maybe next year when someone watches this, like clubbing might still be a thing, who knows. But I'm just gonna say freshers wristbands aren't worth it, especially in this current climate. If people are actually buying them, I'm like, what is the point? There's gonna be like no club events on. But to be honest, as I said, I remember when I went to uni first year, they were saying like £50 for a freshers wristband. I was like, that's ridiculous. And I'm not a huge clubber anyway, so I was like, I'm not gonna buy a wristband if I'm not gonna go clubbing every night. And to be honest, like clubs in Bath are around £5 for entry, and if you do go out every night of the week, what 5 times 7 is, there is so much math in this video. Is that 35? I think it's 35. And then the wristband was still like 50. I was like, that just makes no sense to me. So yeah, I just say don't go near freshers wristbands, because they're just a scam most of the time. So like through your university SU or students union, then maybe go for that, but like other ones for like external clubs, I just wouldn't bother buying. Next one is pre-drinking. Again, this is one of the like oldest ways of saving money being a university student, is drinking before you go out. on a night out, and obviously it's so much cheaper just to buy like a load of like a big crate of alcohol from like a supermarket and just drink that in your kitchen before you leave, because then you'll be quite a good level of drunk whilst you're out and you only like a couple more drinks. So yeah, I would just say pre-drink is, one, is very sociable, and two, does save you a lot of money. Also, sharing taxis if you need to. Where I went to uni, we never really used taxis because the buses went till like 3 in the morning. And we could also walk home as well when I lived in town in second year. Yeah, like if you do have to get a taxi home, whatever, like share the cost. Again, it would just save you a lot of money if you split it 2 or 3 ways, whatever. So I've also written down the lower alcohol content, the cheaper the drink. So things like your VKs and like Jaeger bombs and stuff. VKs you can usually get like 2 for a £5, I think. That could be wrong. But yeah, also like shots, because they're so small, they're usually like a few pounds. And like sort of Jaeger bombs, obviously if you went to a club and bought like wine or a pint of beer, it'd be so pricey because it's like a lot of drink. But things like short drinks like VKs and Jaeger bombs and shots are so much cheaper if you do want to drink out in a club. Hours and student nights, again, if you go to like a very city-based uni, you can probably find days of the week where it's cheaper to go out. So in Bath, like Tuesdays and Thursdays were particularly cheap because they're both student nights. But also a lot of other bars did like happy hours, again, sort of between, I think it was like 5 and 7. Like sort of Turtle Bay and places like that, so you can get 2-for-1 cocktails and things. Again, is a good way to save money if you like drinking. For free events and drinks, so a lot of them, if you like signed up to a email list or just said you were going on a Facebook event, you could get free entry before 11. Or like sometimes girls got free entry, which I know is like really sexist, but if you really wanted to save money you could do it that way. So tourist / days out, I've written down, see if attractions let student in for free. A lot do. So I know in Bath there's a lot of places we can get in the students for free. You just have to show your student card and they'll let you in. So like the Roman Baths, you can get in for free. The museum that goes with the Royal Crescent, you can get in there for like half price. Again, like so many different places probably around your university city, you can probably get in a lot cheaper or maybe free if you're lucky. Tourist cards, I didn't realise this was a thing, but this year one of my flatmates, she actually found like you could get a sort of, not like a loyalty card, but kind of like a gift card thing with like being a student, which made entry into places like that a lot cheaper. So yeah, as I said, look around for that if you like sort of doing touristy things rather than like drinking. Eating before you go out, I know with like sort of days out, you might feel like you want to have something to eat like after you've looked around the place, but honestly gift shops and like museum cafes are usually so pricey. So I'd say if you're going out in the afternoon, maybe try and eat something at home before you go out, or maybe eat when you get back, and just try and avoid the eating out, because eating out is just so expensive. And group discounts, again, with going to places like museums and stuff, is often a lot cheaper to get like a sort of a family deal or like maybe a group deal. Also with like train travel as well, it's a lot cheaper to go as a group. Which leads me on to the next thing, which is travel. So if you don't have one already, I would really recommend getting the 16 to 25 rail card. I've had it since I was like 16. I think it's on my 3rd one now. But yeah, as I said, it gets you a third off all like train prices, but like after off-peak time. So I think it's between like sort of 10 PM and like 7 PM, I think. You can like use it and get like a third off prices. But if you don't have one of these and you are getting the train with a group of people, you can get a group save, which again gets you a third off if you all travel together. So like when me and my friends used to go to Bristol on the train, like we would, like some of them didn't have 16 to 25 rail cards because obviously they're a little bit pricey. I think last time I checked, a 16 to 25 was like, I think it was £30 for 1 year or £70 for 3. So yeah, if you wanted to get a 16 to 25 rail card, like that's the usual costs. As I said, when we went to Bristol and people didn't have rail cards, we did often just use a group save because it was the same saving, but obviously everyone got the discount off. A coach is cheaper on long journeys or to London. So sometimes when I went to London or my family visited me from London, like they often got the coach. I mean, it was a lot longer. So like for me personally, if I got the train from Bath to London, it was about 40 quid, which I know is a lot of money, but it was only an hour and a half. Whereas if I got the coach, it was around like 2.5 hours, I think, but it was only like £10 for a ticket. So you obviously got to balance it. Like if you need to get to London quickly, the train will probably be a lot easier. As I said, the coach is a lot cheaper, so just weigh it up really. And again, see what your uni offers in terms of bus passes or apps. So with Bath Spa, you kind of need to use the bus to get to like Newton Park campus especially. You can walk to like Locksbrook if you live in the centre of town, but yeah, you do need a bus pass. So just check what offers your university's got on offer. That was too much offers in the same sentence. And also just sometimes it might be cheaper, especially I feel like for me personally, I'm going into my 3rd year. I won't have as much contact hours, especially in this current pandemic. I'll probably be only in like 2 days a week, if that. So I think I'm just gonna like buy tickets singularly. And so yeah, just check how much you're actually in university and see if you need like a whole bus pass for the whole year, because you probably won't need one. And like looking back now, I wish I kind of just bought one for first semester, because I didn't even like use it second semester because obviously we had to come home. But yeah, so just check your travel for your uni and see what's cheapest and stuff. And then I've got student discount cards, so I know there's a lot of them. The main one being Unidays. You don't even need a card for this, it's just an app on your phone. And you can I've had it since college actually, so all it does is that you download it and then they basically send an email to your university or your college email address, and then they just activate it, so you can go into shops and like just show your ID on that, or you can, when you're shopping online, you just copy and paste like codes from the app onto like your checkout for things like New Look and ASOS and places like that. Student ID will just ask the place, and maybe more independent retailers who don't accept Unidays or aren't advertising it, just like show your discount card and just be like, do you offer a student discount? A lot of times places do, so yeah, it's always worth an ask. The next one is TOTUM / NUS. So I don't think it's called an NUS card anymore, I think it is just called TOTUM. So I think this changed last year actually, so I did have an NUS card when I first joined uni, but obviously I'm here an extra year now, I could probably get a TOTUM card. But on the new TOTUM card, you can like use it as an ID to get into a club, because you can put your photo on it. So yeah, if you don't have like a driving license or whatever, I would recommend getting like a TOTUM card, because again, you can use it in shops and things, but you can also use it as a form of ID. I can't remember how much that was. I think that was around £30 a year as well, or was it £30 one off? I generally can't remember, but yeah, I think Unidays you don't have to pay for, and obviously showing student ID, that's usually free as well. But TOTUM card you do have to pay for it, like the 60-25 rail card. Also make the most of Freshers' Fair. Obviously I don't know how it's going to pan out this year, because like we can't all gather in big places, but yeah, if you do have a Freshers' Fair, definitely go to it. Get free, like a lot of food places like usually offer like free discounts, or like you might be able to get a meal half price or something like that. And in your first few weeks of uni, like it can be really helpful, and especially Domino's, you usually have like loads of things different going on in Freshers' Fair. So yeah, and like shops and things like that are usually there trying to like obviously get student business in, so they want to offer as many discounts as possible. And that is all my university money saving advice. I hope it was helpful in some way. As I said, this is my 4th year of uni now I'm going into, so I feel like I'm quite clued up on like how to save money for different things. And yeah, as I said, if you want any more types of university videos, like how like any advice, just let me know and I'll try and film it, because I feel like I've been at uni for the longest time now. But as I said, I'm into my final year, so yeah, please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you soon. Bye.